Shall we just get going? Los Angeles. And it is Tuesday, October 29th, AD 2024. I'm a little distracted by my shirt, seeing my shirt on the stream. How y'all doing? We're going to have a fun show, guys, hopefully. Loosey-goosey. Tuesday show. I was telling the people that it is Valentine's Day today. Every Tuesday is Valentine's Day. And I have like a 6-minute Sarah Vaughan song to play for you guys. And I tell you that it's 6 minutes so that you can be mentally prepared for me to be closing up the show at like 10:48 so that I'm on time for Joel Friday TV. What's up, Bethany, over on the Facebook crew? I don't trust... Real quick point that I want to share with you before I get into the intro. I don't trust Pete Buttigieg and the Transportation Department under crooked lame-o Joe Biden to protect us from the airlines taking advantage of us. They pretend like they're doing it, right? You know how your flights get canceled or delayed and you don't necessarily get good treatment from the airlines. Part of the problem is government meddling in the first place, right? And plus they did a bunch of shutdowns that messed up the industry. They're doing the, I don't know about the DEI stuff, the affirmative action culture. It's corrupt already as it is. These airline companies, they're like commie capitalists. And now Pete Buttigieg, who's not morally straight, it's Buttigieg, who's a mess, mayor of South Bend. How is he a Department of Transportation secretary? It doesn't even make sense to me. Maybe they should get rid of it. The flight prices have always been so predatory, says Mina. Mina. What's up, Mina? And they're going to make them refund it to you. I feel like they're trying to break the airline industry and meddle in it and micromanage it so that they control it and they start taking... Because these people are power hungry, power tripper, power something. What a mess. What a mess. They're not to be trusted. We had stuff better when stuff was freer. And I don't know, I forget whether they unionized and stuff, but it's a mess. And we don't have good pilots anymore. We don't have good high standards at Boeing, I heard. What I heard from an expert who sometimes co-hosts Anchor Baby, Bill, the engineer, was that Boeing bought McDonnell Douglas, or however you say that name. McDonnell Douglas was scrappy and creative and did cool things, and Boeing was known as the always good quality. And now they're getting all kinds of embarrassing little stories here and there and everywhere. In space, on the airplanes, and even I heard that a Boeing-made satellite blew up. It just blew up. Crazy. Because they don't have... We don't put our cards back anymore. We never used to. According to Jesse. I shake my head. So the quality's down. The quality of the pilots is down. The quality control is down. Everything is down. And then when it's a culture of low quality, then... the temptation is not to have high standards even for yourself. Whereas if everybody else is kind of high standard, you hold yourself to a higher standard too. Sometimes the flights cost $100, sometimes $700. It's all bogus. She says a different word because she's from down under, and everybody down under cusses. Shout out to the cussing Australians. So my point is, I don't trust Pete Buttigieg. I also don't trust the airlines, their kiss-ups and evil, but they're kind of in bed with the government / micromanaged by the government. And if it was something that Trump did, then I would be more okay with it, because I tend to have, Trump has shown himself to be more trustworthy, far, far more trustworthy than these others. You know what I mean? Anyway. So we will cover some other stories, perhaps, right? We'll see what happens. No promises, I guess. It's crazy. Like what? Like what? Real quick. Oh, political spam texts. You guys have gotten a bunch of political spam lately? I never used to get any texts like that. Now I'm getting like all kinds. What a mess. Burned ballots is a crazy story. I don't really care that much about it or to look into it, but it's a crazy story. It's interesting that they're trying to act like it could possibly be right-wingers, which it might possibly be. But the DOJ is always like pretending like the right-wingers are the terrorists and people who do damage to property, when we all know that Antifa do it, blacks do it, and just general vandal people do that. And vandals don't tend to be conservative or pro-Trump or whatever, or election deniers. Or, I mean, they do, but not the ones that they're talking about. So that's a mess. And, Steve Bannon is out of prison. He went to prison over contempt of Congress. Everybody has contempt for Congress. And nobody goes to jail for it except for pro-Trump people. You do the math. I get that they protested and scared the people supposedly scared the people or maybe kind of got in a little bit too in the faces of the people in Washington, D.C. and the Capitol. You know, the pro-Trump people, January 6th, mostly peaceful Capitol protests. But Steve Bannon had nothing to do with them getting wild. Please. Nor did Trump. Please. And everybody knows that, by the way. But, you know, like an actual thing that caused killing and death to American government officials. Officer Brian Terry, border agent, killed by a Fast and Furious gun running thing, I think I heard, from illegals or Mexican cartels or something. He got killed by a gun that was gun run to Mexico or something, I heard. From Eric Holder, who stonewalled the Congress, refused to talk about it, and evil Obama did executive privilege over it. This was more than a decade ago, so I didn't even know all the details back then. But Eric Holder, the so-called Attorney General, top cop of the U.S., refused to testify before Congress. And he was held in contempt of Congress. Did they throw him in jail? No. Because he's black. And they're kiss-ups, they're lame-os. Republicans never do anything. They just hold hearings. So I don't trust this audit the Fed mess anyway, because what's auditing going to do? They're just going to complain about it. We'll know a little bit about it, but there's nothing going to happen anyway. But yeah, Steve Bannon was in jail for 120 days, all of 120 days, according to Commie Nonsense Network, CNN. Crazy. A shout out to lame, having to serve lame sentences. Good morning, Carlos, General of the Armies. Nice to see you. So, anyway, guys. Oh, man. Let's just start getting ready to get right on. Look at this beautiful, speaking of airlines, flying on these airlines. I don't like how I need to make a new whole thing. It's okay. Whatever. It looks like hack. Whatever. So let's just get right on with, hold on. The guys doing? I am fine. Look how obvious that globe is, by the way. Look at those obvious globe horizon mountains, hills in the background. So cool. Excellent camera work from Hake. Looking over, what year is this? 2022, February 27th. Airplane landing. Wow. Hey, is that the 605 or 110? Or what is that thing? No idea. No idea. I'm cracking a little bit. Or is it the 710? Hey, I think that's LA over there. Sweet. Obviously a globe. Anyway. Oh, come on. Okay, so let's get to a call or two, guys. You can call in 1-888-775-3773. Manuel in California is on the line here. Manuel, thank you for calling and holding, man. What's up?
Thank you. How you doing?
Doing fine, thank you.
I think that company was Douglas Air, right?
Maybe. I thought it was McDonnell Douglas, but it may have become Douglas Air or something. You probably know better than I.
My grandpa worked for Douglas. I just don't remember if it was Douglas Air or what you said. It could have been what you said, too. But my grandpa worked for Douglas down in Los Angeles way back when, probably in the 50s or probably the 50s or 60s.
Okay, yeah, it was called Douglas Aircraft Company. And then it merged with McDonnell Aircraft in 1967. And then it became McDonnell Douglas.
Yeah, after that, he moved over into like the restaurant business and had a bar and a restaurant.
Sweet.
But I remember him talking about Douglas. They used to have like military contracts and go to base delivering parts.
Wow.
Other stuff. He had a clearance and all that.
That's cool.
Yeah. The whole. What were you saying about Pete Buttigieg?
That he is. Well, the Department of Transportation made a federal rule that the airline companies that delay your flights significantly, they have to refund you rather than give you a voucher for your flight.
Oh, whoa.
And you have to do it within a short amount of time as well. So that's all U.S. airlines. They're required to refund passengers automatically if their flight is significantly delayed or canceled. Not vouchers.
I thought that they were. I can't think of the name to use, but I thought the air industry got bought out or bailed out at some point by the government. And I think if you once you get bailed out by the government, you take their money, and that means you have to abide by their federal rules now, where it used to be private.
Oh.
To me, that's no longer private. That's why they get away with doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Telling them what they can and can't do. And regulations just brings a company down.
Totally.
You're not running it by yourself. You're running it by their rules.
Right. As if they know better how to treat customers. It's just the government pretending like it's on the side of the people. But I don't believe that Pete Buttigieg or anybody else who works for the government cares at all about the people. I think that not that the airline companies necessarily do either, but they have a more direct situation, more direct contact with the customers.
Yeah. The way I look at it, too, is like if they were on the side of the people, some person owned that company privately before, well, not before, but a private person owned that company, so they should be looking out for him, too, as an individual, not just what the government sees best fit for the people.
Right.
Because the customers that come in and out of the airplane place, the owner obviously knows that that's his income, so he has to satisfy the customer.
Yeah.
To where the government has no skin in the game. They don't care if the customer is satisfied or not. They just would rather regulate you.
Yeah, and they don't care if the airline industry or airline companies really stay in business or not. Because if the airline industry goes into some crisis because of some onerous regulations, then the government has another crisis to swoop in and pretend like they're saving the situation when they're the ones who are messing up the situation. Because the government is always in business, even when they're...
Yeah, 'cause they'll just print money, buy out the whole industry, and then just keep it going, floating on the dollar of us, the taxpayer.
One thing that this reminds me of, he says, without passengers having to ask. And that is sort of playing mama to these, to the passengers, the customers. It reminds me of equal pay for equal work for women. A lot of times women don't get good pay or good deals because they don't know how to petition for themselves. Speak up, yeah. And so it's like the government doing it for them. Or same thing with unions. The union bosses make the rules for or they make a deal with the company for how much you get paid, what type of benefits you get. Whereas if you can make the deal yourself, it's something that you've earned and you've worked out yourself, and you have more self-respect, and you have more independence. But now you're beholden to the unions, beholden to the government. And you look to the government and the unions like they're your friend when really they're mama, I think.
Right. Their best interest isn't in you as the employee. It says them as the business.
Yep.
Damn, I can't remember what else I was going to say. Stuff about the tariffs.
Oh. Tariffs are beautiful, according to Trump.
I love tariffs. I can't wait for them.
Nice.
The way I look at tariffs is like, who, as me and you as people, who would you rather be? Should be taxed? Me, the person in the country, or should we get our taxes from people outside of the country?
Yeah, or people who are bringing in stuff from outside of the country rather than made in America, because that's what they're doing.
Right. I'd rather tax people outside of the country.
Right.
I would rather not tax the citizens, tax the people outside.
Yep, and that's what we used to do. Trump referenced McKinley. You ever heard of McKinley? He was I think he might have been assassinated, by the way.
No.
And he said that McKinley spoke beautifully about tariffs 100 years ago, or however many hundreds of years ago.
You got his first name?
He was the president.
I'll do some research.
William McKinley, 25th president, 1897 until his assassination in 1901. A Republican, by the way. And I don't know if Republicans were good or bad back then, but he was the 25th president.
Kind of crazy. A lot of Republicans get assassinated.
Wow. Interesting. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they got some Democrats too, but,
Yeah.
I don't even think deep down Kennedy was really a Democrat. I just think they didn't really know better, and that's just what they aligned with at the time.
Right.
But the trickle-down economics, in my mind, or my explanation of it, I remember I told you one time to ask Joe how to explain the housing market, because he explained it one time. And I was like, wow, that sounds exactly like trickle-down economics.
Uh-huh.
He was talking about, like, okay, you're building a housing, say they're going to build 100 houses. Well, then in those 100 houses, you're going to need windows, so that's a window company. You're going to need shades, that's a shades company. You're going to need electricians, those are an electrician company, a stucco company, a roofing company. All these different companies come together to work together as trickling down from, lower costs of things to spread out the wages between other people.
Yeah.
And that's the way I've always understood trickle-down economics. You lower the taxes because it puts more money in the big businesses' pockets. You're right. No denying that less taxes means everyone will have more money in their pockets, but big companies will have more in their pockets. Once you get more in your pockets, it's easier to spend, knowing you're not going to be taxed off the ass in the end. So they can sit there and okay, we can kick money down this way, we can develop over here, we can widen our development projects, blah, blah, blah. And that's the way I always understood trickle-down economics. Because from there, without big money, you're not going to be able to do all these little small jobs on the side, paving, cement, pool companies. I mean, you name it. You can go into commercial gas stations, kiosks, and all these little things that developers can put money into. The big money guys that'll trickle down to the other people down the road. I'm no economic guy, but I've read a lot of Milton Friedman, a lot of Thomas Sowell, and the way that I hear like a lot of people explain economics now, they don't have a clue.
Yeah.
Like Joe, I'm sure Joe is a lot smarter than what he's playing. Like I don't think he really believes. I'd say at least 70% of what he says.
Wow.
Well, if he's a Republican, he wouldn't believe half of what he says.
Right.
I'm sure he really understands economics, like how it really, really works, but he just doesn't say it because it's not like the right way of, or I'm being blind about it. Just like that, like, yeah, big money goes into big pockets, but it doesn't just stay in big pockets.
Right.
Even when Trump was in office, I doubled my money in the stock market. That's why I always bring that up. I had money in the stock market, and it doubled. I'm not going to tell you how much.
Yeah.
But I put a lot in there, and I got out a lot. I paid off 3 houses.
Nice.
Now, I'll tell you, it doubled, and it was a lot.
That's awesome, man. But there are a lot of Republicans who are basically just rhinos and communists and neocons and stuff like that. I don't know what a neocon is, but, you know, they're establishment people. So
they just have like a mentality of, well, not a mentality. They've just been taught a certain way because I've been taught things that I thought was right. And then to come to find out I was wrong and to admit to yourself that you were wrong, that's like one of the craziest things in the world. You think it'd be the easiest thing. Like, oh, damn, I was wrong.
Right.
Well, most people, even with me, like it is like pulling my own teeth. I don't want to pull my own teeth out.
Yeah. It's interesting. People get attached to their ideas, and it's a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One day I'll tell you my idea. Anyway, I'll tell you some other day when I see you in person, so I don't sound too crazy.
Sounds good, man. It's good to hear from you, man. All right. Take care. Bye. Terry in Oregon is on the line here. Terry, thank you for calling and holding there, gal. How's it going?
I'm all right. How are you doing?
Doing fine. Thank you.
Thanks for taking my call.
Of course.
I wanted to, I guess, whine about the mean people torching our ballot boxes.
That's a good thing to whine
Portland.
about.
I'm not. Why are people so rude?
They're
what would
thoughtless.
possibly motivate people to? Oh, I'm sure they have all kinds of thoughts. I mean, I kind of probably understand what motivates them, but it's so dumb.
Yeah. I mean, it could be any number of things, you know, but people tend to be thoughtless. Oftentimes, it could just be chalked up to thoughtlessness. The FBI and Homeland Security was issued a bulletin saying that it was domestic extremists with election-related grievances could turn to violence in final weeks of the election. So says the FBI and DHS, which looks like it hints at conservative pro-Trump election grievance people. But there's always been election grievance people who remember the riots, the Antifa riots, like on Inauguration Day, 2017, January 20th or something, 2017. Trump got inaugurated and Richard Spencer got punched by Antifa people.
Yeah, I remember.
So that's election day, or not election day, but that's Inauguration Day violence. What the heck? Not you, Siri. So
yeah, I mean the elections are usually a pretty what's the word? People get really inflamed.
That's true.
You know,
What's funny
is
is
passions get inflamed and they get crazy and they get really emotional and it's stressful for normal people.
Totally. Yeah, and it's because they're not even taking care of their own lives, but they and they think that it's They think that the government's going to help something. It's just
Now, why
it's
do
kind of
you
like football teams. People rioting over football teams, right?
Yeah, people will riot over anything. You're right about that.
Yeah,
Amazing.
because they'll identify with anything.
Why do you think they're hinting at it being right-wing extremists? Because in Portland, I wouldn't assume that. I would assume it's like some sort of left-wing extremist doing it.
Well, because the media is dishonest and so is the government. And I'm sort of reading into it.
Something that I didn't see, or
say again.
I didn't know if they implied something that I didn't see. I only saw snippets of it,
Same,
like, reported, and then
I'm not even saying
saying
that they're implying it. And probably they're being very vague about it. They would be more specific if they could come up with some whites. I have no idea. I haven't looked into it. I just know that in general, the government is dishonest and pretends like it's the right wingers who are the whites and stuff.
Well, in Oregon, it's likely to be white people.
Right. True.
It's very white here, and
but it's not very pro-white there. That's what I mean by whites.
Yeah, I suppose, but I mean, yeah. If all you ever deal with is white people, then they're the people that are going to tick you off.
Oh, true. Yep.
If you're just around other whites, I mean, that's human nature, if you're in people think if they, segregate completely that things will be fine, but no, you'll be looking at other white people and judging them and hating them just like you do other people. So,
yeah, totally.
Which, it's anyway. Yeah, it's inconvenient though. Now I'm kind of like, I always used to use a drop because it's easy and you can do it anytime. You don't have to worry about it. But now it makes and we have really easy voting here in Oregon for the most part. I mean, I've been unregistered, a number of times, which is not convenient. I always have to check my registration status, and I missed the last election we had. But,
whoa, yeah,
yeah.
So you have to re-register
all the time. I've done it. I've registered like probably 5 times.
Wow, that's crazy. I've never heard of that.
Technicalities. I mean, the last time is because I moved, so that's fair.
Yeah.
But, there's another, things. But what else do I want to talk about? Yeah, and it's kind of an important elections that we have, too. I mean, we are electing a new mayor. So
really? It's not going to be Wheeler anymore?
I'm going to miss him.
Me too. He was white. He was a liberal. He was a liberal, but he was white. Or he still is white?
He's gotten tougher, too, over the years.
Good for him.
Did you see in 2020 when we were having, like, all the commotion and people were getting gassed? I mean, the police were using a lot of tear gas, and it was, like, in residential neighborhoods and stuff. He staged an event where he joined a protest. And
I remember that.
Himself.
That's funny. Right on. Yeah, I vaguely remember. That's the only thing I know him from is the Black Lives Matter riots. Wow, he's 62 years old. He seems so young because he's skinny.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's fit, and he also. I mean, I think we don't have fluoride in our water here, so a lot of the old people stay pretty young.
Wow, so the fluoride makes the people get old?
I don't know. I'm just speculating. I don't know that for sure.
He's a male Democrat. Embarrassing. But he was white.
Well, most of the males in Oregon are Democrats.
Yeah. At least in the cities, right? I guess that means they're...
I meet more conservative women than I do, like, conservative males.
Wow.
So, yeah. But, yeah, he's gotten tougher.
He better because it's gotten so out of control. I mean, it's kind of like Gavin Newsom has gotten quote unquote tougher. So, I mean, I'm kind of going along with you that you like him and that I like him.
Well,
half
and people
kidding
hate
almost.
him so much.
Oh,
it's
true.
Like hard not to feel for somebody in that position because he's in a tough position as a mayor, and when people are just so hateful and against you and like hammering at you and
the communists are never happy.
They're not. Yeah, I remember, people were wearing like F. Ted Wheeler shirts and stuff. And just being really vile. And I think that's a problem. You need to have some level of respect for authority in your city. And I think that just contributed to the chaos. And
Wow.
we have a pretty, I don't know, our city is run pretty democratically. You know, the mayor doesn't have that much power.
Okay.
There's a council. So I don't know. It's kind of an important election. So it is concerning. I wonder if there's I don't know if anything's targeted, but I can only speculate. It's just lame, and I wish people weren't so rude and disrespectful.
That's the world, though.
That ballot box is on fire.
And when you're weak, you bring that on yourself. Say again?
This never used to happen.
I know. We have a lower and lower trust society.
Well, what do we do to get it back?
Mass deportation and mass incarceration, maybe mass public canings, swift justice. We need somebody, people even tougher than Ted Wheeler.
No, he's not that tough.
Right, I know. Yeah. He's only tough out of necessity because even the Democrats are complaining about the crime that they voted for, by the way. What a mess.
I mean, I think they thought that they needed to try some sort of new tactic or something with dealing with things. And it also coalesced at the time of a great, economic destruction because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
So that exacerbated things. And there wasn't much money to go around to even deal with things in the way that they wanted to. So, but it was an utter failure. A lot of the, how could it not be? You have open drug use and just camping in the city and
camping by the homeless.
Yeah, and it got so insane. I mean, you've seen it too in LA. It's not just, and I've seen it as I've traveled around, different parts of the country as well. It's not just an issue that we're dealing with, but, we had laws that were very liberal about it. So people just kind of went to seed and it got out of hand, but that's been getting dealt with. And, we have people running now that are really tough on homelessness and trying to outlaw public camping, which I would appreciate because it's obstructive.
Yeah. Do you think that they will win? Or do you think the full-blown communists are going to win? Because I would imagine that some full-blown communists are running as well. Or are they too tough on crime?
I think, I'm going to be real, I think that the guy I voted for is probably going to win, and he is a Democrat, but he's campaigning on no camping.
Yeah. Hopefully so.
Yeah. I don't think we'll ever get a Republican mayor in Portland, at least not for a few decades.
Yeah.
And even then, I don't think we would.
Yeah, you might be right. Well, I wish you well. It's an inconvenient and inefficient life when the people are not trustworthy not to burn the ballot boxes. So it's a mess.
Yeah. Well, thanks. Take care, Hake.
Yeah, thank you, Terry. Appreciate it. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. And Haden in Texas, Tejas, is on the line here. Haden, thank you for calling and holding there, man. What's up?
Hey, how's it going, Hake?
Going well. How are you?
Doing good. Yes, so in response to your last caller, the way we get our country back is that our people need to come to their senses and realize that integration has never worked and never will work. And that's why people like your colored callers and people on the left are spewing so much misinformation, is because they're afraid of the direction our country is heading, in favor of Trump. And they've had the last 8 years of Obama, and they really thought it was going to continue in that direction. And after he got out, we got Trump instead, and we're taking he completely messed up their plot and putting in, Clinton back in 2016. So that's the way we get our country back, is by stopping these communists from taking over our country, and mass deportations and electing the right people.
That would be nice, man. That would be really nice. Are you a Trump guy?
100%, yeah.
Nice. Although Trump doesn't agree with you completely, probably. Or you don't agree with Trump completely, probably. Or do you?
Not me personally, not completely, no.
Yeah. But you don't. But that's the thing, is you don't even really have to agree with a man who is a man. In my opinion, Trump is a man, and I don't have to agree with him on everything. I know that he's kind of a liberal and stuff like that, but yet he's a man. He's the man for the job.
Right. I mean, with the two options we've got, I'm 100% on Trump's side.
Oh,
100%.
Yeah. Do you? I know that you're a young man. You're in your early to mid 20s. Are you Are you aware of anybody who's like better, who would have a shot in the next 10 years, plus or minus?
I like Charlie Kirk a lot.
Oh, really?
I do like him a lot. I don't know, since I don't know if it's a requirement for you to have to go to college or whatever.
I don't think so.
I hope not, because he would be a terrific candidate. He really would.
He didn't go to college, Charlie Kirk?
He did not know.
Good for him. He just recruited the college suckers to become Republicans. Nice.
That's right. So he goes on tours around different campuses around the country, and provides evidence on why college is a scam. And I'm completely with him on that. I didn't go to college either.
Nice.
I went straight to work.
Right on. That's cool. There's use for college, but it's not the way that the liberals train you to use it, nor even some of our parents.
It's not for everyone.
Yeah, right.
It's not for everyone. But hey, the reason why I want to call, I've been trying to call in for the 2 days, but I've had to get off because I've been on the road so much.
I understand.
So Ronnie last week from Ohio.
Yeah.
Complete lie. I have I would almost call them family. They don't live in Springfield, but around the area. And they know people who have reported their animals missing.
Okay.
So if you connect the dots, what he's saying, I think the reason why he's so he defends the Haitians so much is because they look like him.
I don't think it's that. Well, it might be, but I don't think that's that in his case.
Well, I believe he's for open borders.
He definitely doesn't seem to see the issue with the border. And I really didn't notice the issue myself until right around 2016 when Trump and Ann Coulter and JLP were all shining a light on it. JLP kind of opened my eyes to the fact that simple right and wrong. It's wrong. So It's wrong that they're allowed to come in here illegally. And it's wrong that legally they're allowed to come here and not integrate and love white people. They just turn around and buy the racism mess. So
100%.
I did understand that, but I didn't understand the importance of it until Ann Coulter, believe it or not, her book that Trump read, that said that every issue that you care about doesn't matter, won't matter. You're going to lose on it if we keep this border open. Abortion is going to be always pro-abortion as long as the borders are open, because the people who come in here are mostly useful idiots who don't vote for freedom of speech, responsibility, family, all that stuff. So, yeah.
100% right.
Yep.
And I saw you react to Joe's horrible lie about 96% of Americans approve of interracial marriages. That was an online survey conducted in Deep Blue NYC where 12,000 people participated, and of course they're going to say they're in favor of interracial marriages, and they made it sound like 96% of.
That's funny. I'm glad that you found that source, and I don't know if that's the true source where he got it, because he didn't. I don't remember him saying. But that was an interesting stat, and there's like so many ways to debunk it, because one debunking of it is that people don't feel safe being honest even on a survey. And people don't, when push comes to shove, when it affects their family, they're not necessarily happy about it. Or when it does affect their family, and it does often affect many families, they realize they like the other person, right? The other person, it seems to work out okay, and people will compromise. And when you compromise, you are compromised a little bit. And so that is, people aren't really wise to what's happening in their life and to their minds from outer society, from one another, in their own families. You forsake your values and you forsake what's right just because someone you think that you care about is part of that mess. Oh, I have illegal friends, therefore I'm for the illegals. Oh, I have gay family member, therefore I'm for the gays. That's how these people think. Yeah. They're just selfish. They don't really have true, solid foundation values.
Right.
Yeah.
And people like him take something like that and use it to their advantage. So NYC has about, what, 8.5 million people, 8 million people in his city. In America, we have about 350 million. And for him to flip a stat like that, where 12,000 online users say that they're for interracial marriages in a deep blue city like NYC, they use it to their advantage. The colored races, and this may just be an opinion on my part, but I've noticed this. We've never been in the situation we've been in ever since integration. I know we've had our problems in the past. We've had our problems in the past as a country in different ways than we are now, but they are the founders of misinformation, and they've misled white with white guilt to believe into their phoniness, and so he's the perfect. And that Jimmy guy from Nevada too a couple weeks ago.
Right.
It's the colored races, and they come into our country. They have no respect for what we've done and what we've built, and they want to take credit for all of it. And in reality, I mean, they've always looked down upon because of how they've never been judged by their color, always by the content of their character. I've said that a million times.
Yeah, it's true, man.
And anyone that falls for that garbage, that they've been judged by skin color, really needs to get a brain check.
Do you want to talk with Ronnie in Ohio? He wants to respond to you. You up for that?
Sure, I'm fine.
Okay, Ronnie in Ohio, you are on the line with Haden in Texas on the Hake Report. What's up, Ronnie? It's good to hear from you.
Hey, my brother Hake, how you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm good.
Nice.
And, hey, how you doing, young man?
Hey, how's it going, Ronnie?
Not bad. I was calling because I heard you say something about you called me a liar. I wanted to see what I was lying about. And then I wanted to know which member of your family told you that I look like a Haitian.
Okay, Haitian. Well, Haitians have the same color skin as you. Am I wrong when I say that?
How many shades of brown do you think there are?
Well, you're brown.
How many shades of brown do you think there are?
Well, colored race, white people are not considered colored, so y'all are all in the same group as far as I'm concerned.
So if somebody's black, they just look like a Haitian because they're black?
Well, the colored races have all... It's really the white race against all the colored races. And we're always the one...
All the colored races?
I think it's the other way around. I think the other races are against the whites. The whites aren't necessarily against the other races.
Right. So it's always the white man. It's always the white person's fault. Y'all always point fingers at the white people. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, my question is, you're saying that if somebody's black, they just automatically look like a Haitian because they're black?
They have dark skin, is what I'm saying.
He's suggesting that you're He thinks that you are identifying with the Haitians because you're black.
Exactly, okay. And you're pro open borders is what I'm trying to say.
I've never been pro open borders. I don't know what quote you have from me that said I was pro open borders. But Hake, I just wanted to ask. Hold on. Hake, Hey,
Ronnie,
I wanted.
Ronnie,
let me ask Hake. Let me ask Hake a quick question.
Let me say one thing.
I literally just let you talk for 2 minutes straight. Hold on.
One thing, Ronnie.
Hey,
Ronnie.
Hold on. Let me get my question in the Hake, and then I'll give you the microphone back. I'll give you the microphone back. So I'm gonna literally ask my question to Hake and let y'all talk again. Hey, Hake, is it an assumption that he's saying I look Haitian just because I'm black?
I don't know, because it's an assumption not to say that you look Haitian. It's an assumption, in my opinion, it's an assumption, you can call it, assumption, that you're taking sides with the Haitians against Trump, saying that they're eating the cats.
Exactly.
But I think that is an assumption on his part. I think that you have some bias against Trump, and I don't know if it has to do with you being into the blackness. Exactly. I think it has something to do more with his intellectualism or something.
It's got everything to do with Trump's character, not the color of his skin. But go ahead, Hayden.
No, it has something to do with you. It says something with you. The problem is with you, not Trump's character.
Ronnie.
Wait, I have a problem because I don't approve of Trump.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's where we disagree. I don't think a person has a problem just because they don't agree or in alignment with the presidential candidate. If that was the case, I could say the same about you when it comes to other presidential candidates, but I don't play that game. But I don't think somebody has a problem just because they agree or disagree with the candidate.
Doesn't it say something about you though when you reject a good man?
No man is good.
Right, but doesn't it say something about you when you reject a man of God who is the man for the job?
Now you're judging. I don't know if I would call Trump a man of God.
Right, because that says something about you.
For the Christians.
It says something about me to people that like judging. I don't have any jurisdiction over what they think, and they can think what they want to think. That's not going to change how I walk, how I talk, how I go about choosing who I think is the best candidate.
And I like that attitude. Yeah, go ahead, Haden.
Well, Ronnie, so I don't have family in Ohio. I was telling Hake that I have people that are practically family to me personally. I've known them for so long, who don't live in Springfield but live around, in the suburbs of Springfield, and they know people who have reported their pets missing. And if you connect the dots with everything that's been said on the news, what our honest president and future President Trump said during the debate, it only makes sense. I mean, you can't camouflage it. So you're just not being honest because you're pro open borders, is what I was saying.
And he was saying that you were, and when you guys were talking over each other, he was saying to you, Ronnie, that actions speak louder than words. Or you're
right.
And not that he's seen your actions, but he's heard your other words that indicate that the border, you're kind of in denial that the border is a problem and that Trump is the man for the job for the border. You're acting like, you almost were acting like Obama was as good for the border as Trump is.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so a few things. You want me to trust that you have people in Springfield that said their pets are missing, and then we're going to assume that because their pets are missing that some Haitians did it and they ate them. That's what we're just going to assume? We being Haden. Correct. Yeah, he told me to connect the dots and that it can't be camouflaged, that if people's pets are missing, that means that Haitians did it and that they ate them. Those are the dots he's connecting. That's ignorant.
Ignorance. Of course, they throw out the word ignorant.
That is ignorant. Word. To say that because I see missing pets, missing dog, missing cat signs all over the place, not just here in Ohio. So are we to assume that if a little child puts up a missing cat poster, that all of a sudden it was a Haitian that did it and the Haitian ate the pet? Come on, man.
Have you not heard the 911 audio released on the internet? Have you not seen the body cam footage and what the people look like that are eating people's cats and dogs? Have you not seen the body cam footage on the internet?
I've seen just as much proof on that as you have with me being for open borders, because I want to put that to bed as well. I never said I was a pro-open border person, and my suggestion was for states like Texas and Arizona and New Mexico to arm their National Guards and send them to the border. In any red state like Ohio or Kentucky or anybody else could also deploy members of their National Guard and go protect the border. But they haven't done that. The states are relying on the federal government to do it, and the federal government has never done it. And we're still dependent on the federal government to do it.
Are you aware
so if you want to know my stance on the borders, it's the states that are down there should do what they can and exercise all of their power.
Are you aware that the federal
protect the border instead of relying on the federal government to do so?
Are you aware that the federal government tries to stop the states from enforcing the borders?
I mean,
I haven't seen any case go to the Supreme Court where the state is trying to sue the federal government for intervening in their jurisdiction of being able to secure their own border. I haven't seen that.
But are you aware that the federal government is intervening and meddling and stopping the states from enforcing their borders? The federal government has done that.
I'm not because I haven't seen any court cases that where a state has fought back and said, hey, we're trying to secure the border because the federal government has clearly failed. And now they're also intervening and hindering us from being able to do so. I haven't seen a court case like that.
Are you aware
that?
But you're not answering my question. You're talking about
I said no,
court
and then I
cases.
told you I know I haven't seen that. No, I'm not aware of it.
Okay, well, are you aware that SB 1070 went to the Supreme Court and the federal government stopped the state of Arizona from fully enforcing their border law? And the federal government.
That's a great one. You said SB 1070?
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. That's something I can look up on. You gave me some good afternoon reading.
And then there was another one where that was 2010, I think.
Okay.
There was another case in which they're trying to accuse our greatest sheriff, America's greatest sheriff, Joe Arpaio. Hey, just Googled that. I've been talking about that for 10 years. Joe Arpaio, some judge accused him of racially profiling the illegals. So there's all kinds of instances, and even more recently, I think, in Texas and maybe elsewhere, where the government is like trying to stop the states from enforcing their borders because it's a federal government responsibility. And the federal government refuses to do it.
And that's what the courts are for. And it even looks like the SB 1070 was signed into law, and then the court stepped in and partially struck it down.
Right.
But with all the people that Trump was able to appoint to the highest court in the land, you would think that they could overturn that SB 1070 and get it into law the same way they just did with Roe v. Wade, getting that out. But they haven't.
You're a mess. You're a mess, Ronnie.
Who we pointing fingers at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, can I say something, Nick?
I'm a mess. Wait. So I'm a mess for suggesting that the states should protect their own borders? Come on, man.
You just spoke.
I did. I'm telling you. You can go ahead, little boy.
All right. So
wow,
first of all,
I
know. If I called him a boy, he'd be crying.
No. We don't have to go there. You don't have to respond.
Do what you want to do. You got the freedom of speech, Haden. Go ahead.
All right, Ronnie. Right.
Don't bait him, Ronnie. Now you're acting black by trying to bait him.
I told him he has the freedom of speech.
No. I don't want you to get into that.
That ain't acting black.
Yes, it is. You're acting black.
To speak your mind and exercise your first.
No. Hold on, man.
I'm gonna listen. Go ahead.
You're treating him very disrespectfully, calling him a little boy. He's 20-something years old, and then it's so black to be like, call me the N-word. It's almost it's
in his 40s.
You're trying to call me the N-word. It's like JC
I didn't tell him to call me the N-word. He said
no. I'm just saying. It's so black.
Exaggerating in line. Go ahead.
Hey, it's so black to be like, call me the N-word, to defy a white to say something that whites are supposed to be above it all, and blacks can act any way they want. And so I encourage Haden to stay above it all and not sink to your. I'm surprised at you, Ronnie.
If I had said that, and if that statement had applied to me, I would agree with you. I didn't tell him to call me the N-word.
I know, but you called him little boy.
Hey, I told you.
I did call him a little boy. That's how he acts, and that's how he carries himself.
And do you take it back?
No, that's how he talks, and that's how he carries himself. I've been listening to Haden for months now. He sounds radicalized, and I'm really praying for his soul that he doesn't walk around with so much anger towards people that are non-white.
But why are you being disrespectful to him?
He sounds so high.
I didn't mean it as disrespect, and if he took it as disrespect, I apologize.
You didn't mean it to be disrespectful to call him little boy?
I did not mean it to be disrespectful, and if he took it as disrespect, or if you took it as disrespect, I apologize to both of y'all.
Did you mean it? Did you mean it to be respectful?
I didn't mean it in any form.
Yeah.
All right. We move on. It was just an amusing moment just for radio. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think anything these clowns do with a pint of salt.
Clowns.
Anyway.
He meant that with disrespect, I know.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
With love from the bottom of his heart.
Nice.
Yeah, okay. Ron, so what I was saying earlier is that actions speak louder than words. You might say that you're not pro open borders or whatever, but your actions say completely otherwise.
Give me one for an example.
Huh?
Give me one for an example. What action have you seen me take or heard me take that shows that I'm open borders?
Well, do you mean to give you the most obvious example?
I just want one example, so I don't. It can be obvious, it can be camouflage. You choose.
Okay, I'll go ahead and say it. You're saying that there are no Haitians eating cats and dogs in your supposed state. I don't know where you are in Ohio, but I know people on the outskirts of Springfield, and they're saying that their pets are reported missing. So you're just not being honest.
That means That means that I'm open borders, and that Haitians are eating the pets. Got it.
You asked for one example.
Got it.
And you know what? You want to know my example?
I'm listening.
Unless and until you vote for Trump, you're pro open borders.
I would strongly disagree.
Fair enough, guys.
Yeah.
It was fun talking. I appreciate you both. Hayden in Texas, good talking with you, man. Take care.
Yeah, they're good.
All right. Ronnie,
have a good week.
Yeah, that was fun, man. And nice. Thanks for adding to the drama on the Hake Report. Hey.
I'm glad to do it.
Take care.
All right, take care, brother.
Bye. Two Christians, name calling, clown. What's up, Esoteric? What's up, Nugget Man? No, you're Nugget Man, you are above it all. Nugget Man is one of my mods, and he is above it all. He's a Christian, by the way. Let's get to some super chats, shall we? I feel like my ears are hurting. Look at Ted Wheeler. What a Chad. Not exactly. Okay, where are we? Over on buymeacoffee.com. Nice. Thank you, Popcorn Stump Keg. We're all caught up on the coffees. I think, anyway. Let me refresh. And then over on Streamlabs, I know that one came in from Streamlabs. A few came on from Streamlabs. Yeah, Mum bought me 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, he says. Thank you, sir. Lin Yen Chin with a couple of supers. Lin Yen Chin says, no. Lust is the mouth breather's biggest weakness. The man's biggest... Oh, no. Lust is the mouth breather's biggest weakness. The man's biggest weakness is the mouth breather, most of which are female, because mastery of breath... Pardon me, Lin Yen Chin. Messing up your central nervous system. Your parasympathetic response. I don't know what that means. Probably misusing the language. Most of which are female mouth breathers, that is. Men's biggest weakness. Because mastery of breath is mostly the man's pursuit. Death / mama comes by way of the mouth. You eat too much and you die. You eat the wrong stuff and you die. You swallow those, that E. coli meat or onions. One person died. That's why intellect / mama is praised. All intellectual males, says Lin Yen Chin, use the gate of death, the mouth, for breathing. Men use the brain ventilating effect of their nose. I can just feel the ventilation to my brain, thinking more clearly. For breath, to optimize sapience, boosting use of available IQ. Mouth breathing renders the opposite effect, enslaving us to lust, says Lin Yen Chin. Wow, interesting statements there, man. How does the spirit connect to the body? How does the body affect the spirit? When you're weak, it definitely does, huh? Maybe? No? What's up, Rumble crew. Let me go over here to see you guys. Age of Inversion. Prep Ham Paul, a monthly supporter on Rumble. It's only called racist if someone confuses different Asians or blacks or Hispanic with each other, not with whites. I know. All the different types of whites, and they, for some reason, this doesn't want to scroll. Anyway, look at that spooky house. Is that something Nick the Anchor Baby is working on? SupremeCool.com. Oh, don't go there. That's just an advertisement. And the D-Live crew. What's up, D-Live crew? The Faithful. Kilo Alpha Tango ice cream. Aries 1, 5 ice cream. Look at Misty. She's supporting with those lemons and maybe even an ice cream. Grandpa Daryl, I think. Get off my lawn. Get off my porch. Army Ann with a lemon. Hey, what's up? Sweet. Do you guys want to see Reddit? There's a funny thing on Reddit. Thank you guys for the support. In my opinion, r/Hake. Go there if you want. This I don't care about that much, but there are homeless tents in beautiful Los Angeles area popping up. And it says Trump, hate this tent. And they're advertising some thing, I guess, trying to turn America, Los Angeles Republican. And they're putting up tents. But it's an advertisement. Kind of clever, huh? A political ad, probably. Don't go to the website. I don't know. I mean, you can if you want, but whatever. Anyway, this one is funny. This is 16-year-olds. Am I overreacting? It's relationship time. Am I overreacting and being too harsh with I'm a 16-year-old male, girlfriend, a 16-year-old female, when it comes to being not ready for marriage? 16-year-olds. A flashback to the good old days. You're being a jerk. Hopefully they don't cuss too much in this. I don't remember them cussing too much in it. Luckily. Hopefully. So I click over here. And it says, you're being a jerk. I'm not forcing you to be on the phone, of course, but it was just random. How you know how being rational about such a big commitment as marriage? No. Then how am I being a jerk? I don't know what I said that was wrong. We're dropped into the middle of this screenshots of this conversation. The blue bubbles are the 16-year-old man, and the dark gray bubbles come from the mouth breather woman, young woman, 16 years old. And we're reading this text conversation, and the guy wants to know if he's overreacting. I was in a relationship where I wanted to marry that man, and I was engaged. This girl is 16. What is she, a Muslim? And I like the good old days when they married young, but these people are being immature about it. Look at all this text. They're texting. That by definition is immature. Oh, no. Maybe it isn't. And you're telling me you don't know if you want to marry me. Of course I'm upset. Oh, Lord. Oh, he doxes her first name, Kenzie. That's not a Muslim name, or is it? We lost contact after freshman year and have only been back in contact for freshman year is like 14, 15 years old. High school, right? We've only been in contact for a little more than 6 months now. We've had our ups and downs, and I just think we need more time to he's really splitting his infinitives. He doesn't know about the infinitives. To feel out our relationship really before we're ready to commit to each other in marriage for life. This young man is talking some sense. It took him the same amount of time to know if he wanted me. But she's comparing him to her ex, she also wanted to marry. What in the world? That doesn't make me want to marry her as a 16-year-old or as a 43-year-old. And look how that turned out. He was a completely different person when you initially met. How do I know you're not like that? That's what we really have to feel out our relationship before we know that it's certain we want to make that commitment, the highs and lows, says the young man. That's exactly my point. How do I know you're not going to be like that? The young man says, that's exactly my point to the girl who asks, how do I know you're not like that? She's talking out of both sides of her mouth. Typical woman, mouth breather, lustful, or passionate. What if one of us turns out to be completely different He says than. It's different from if you're American, or different to, not different than. It's never different than. It is greater than or less than, but different is different from or different to, because either you are or not. You could say much different, much more different from, than. I'm much more different from you than I was before. What anyway? But it's always different from or different to. Anyway. Because obviously I don't know you, says the woman. So what in the world? We change as we mature. We might be completely different people in 6 months, says the young man, 16 years old. Have I changed in the 5 years you've known me? 5 years? Since you were 11? Probably. Not entirely, but in ways, yes, and I too have not. Have I not? I wasn't nearly as social as I am 5 years ago. No, you just became more autistic. Wow, anti-man buzzword, calling him autistic. I don't speak my mind. I didn't speak my mind in how I felt 5 years ago. I definitely did change. Everyone changes and relationships go through phases, baby. Oh, I disavow the young man, calling the girl baby. The gal, she's not a girl, she's a gal, 16 years old. That's a gal. Of course I love you, and because I love you and I want to get to know every part of you so I can handle that if we do get married. This is too much conversation, young man. I don't want to be blindsided by something and not know how to handle it, and that drives us apart. You're a liar. What makes you say that? The young man says. Last month you were talking about how you wanted to get married after high school. We talk about kids and when we're going to have them. We talk about their names, and you're not even sure if you want to marry me. Maybe he is a liar, but you're psycho. Because we were in our honeymoon phase. And he spelled it Hunny. All lovey-dovey. But he's telling the truth. And all over each other. Bad idea. Shouldn't have done that, young man. Which is exactly what I'm talking about with phases. We're past that, and now we're being more rational. She's not being more rational, young man. She's being every bit as irrational as always. And so are you. Are trying to reason with this irrational gal. Needy. Because he's needy. But anyway, figuring out exactly how our relationship works, it's a whole process and something we got to work at. He ended his sentence with a preposition. You don't end your sentence with a preposition. You do because it's more convenient. It doesn't sound natural when you don't. I was honest when I said that. I would love to get married and have kids with you, but oh, Lord. But we got to go through the good and the bad to know for sure if we can handle each other for the rest of our lives. You guys enjoying this? Oh, man, he's sending 2 more long texts. Oh, he goes on and on. And then at the end, she starts saying, K. We still love each other and want a future with each other, but we're finding it. She's catching on that he's texting her out of desperation, maybe. Blah, 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 getting on each other's nerves. Blah, blah, blah. Wouldn't have lasted long if we got married. If we don't figure out, blah, 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 what works, what doesn't, blah, 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 blah. K. She responds with K. And he says more crap, trying to be reasonable. It's not as cut and dry as let's get married. It's a commitment forever. If we can't get along while dating or get past arguments, she knows he's right, by the way. And so she's like, K. Again, she says K. That K looks like it has attitude, right? Wow, she has red receipts turned on. I just feel we need more time. K. Psh, terrible, huh? And what was his question? He said, am I overreacting and being too harsh? No, you're not being harsh enough. And yes, you are overreacting, but you're not being harsh enough. You should have just let her sulk without reasoning with her, in my opinion. But r/am I overreacting? Reddit is a liberal place. And so watch out over there. Don't get kicked off of Reddit. The Donald got quarantined on Reddit. All the trash and evil stuff on Reddit, and they censor like the nicest ones. Nice. Terrible. This is too grown up for the preschool Hake show, says, come on, man. Hake has been rightly banned for gossip. Why would you ask Reddit, says Ivana. I don't, K Hake, K. Reddit is communist. Yeah, the Reddit people are lame-o liberals. Hake was banned from Prius owners over nothing, says Carver. Anyway, isn't it embarrassing how grown adult males, 16 is an adult, right? She's 16, she shouldn't be ready for marriage. Not nowadays, because they're not forced to be mature. They're forced to be, they're not forced, but they're encouraged to be dramatic like that. Embarrassing. And all into each other. And it reminds me of something Jesse Lee Peterson said, that you don't want perfect peace. You want to create a situation. Isn't that true? What an awkward stage of life. What, 43? Just Ang says. What do you mean? Is 43 awkward? Don't ever ask Reddit anything. I don't know. I think Reddit has some fun and interesting. I'm not going to read the comments. I responded. I just said too much conversation. You should have just left her to pout and either maybe drop her or figure it out yourself. Let me check something. Agreed, Hake. I know exactly what you mean. This isn't the 60s, says Charlie Church, also known as Charlie Chutch. Yeah. No, the awkward stage of life is 15 or so. I think I'm with TERRI over there. All stages of life are awkward if you're just an awkward person, especially. Kofi. Over on Kofi. Is there? Oh, there is a super chat. Speaking of TERRI. Over on Kofi. Coffee. It's actually coffee, but it's ko-fi.com/ the Hake Report. IDK, I don't know if the Haitians are eating the cats. They might just be killing them to use their bones for divination in their voodoo religion. Bone emoji, black cat emoji, forlorn, sad face with eyebrows slightly up, concerned emoji. And I don't even know if that's the case. I don't know. But that does happen, I heard. Allegedly. Perhaps. There was a Haitian who called, hey, do you have negative karma? I don't think so. I try to stay clear. I got pretty good karma because over on my Reddit, because I posted a cool picture. So James Anton Hake, hopefully everything's clean over here. You scroll down. Look at this cool picture, by the way. That's a blue angel. You see this blue angel? The plane, it says U.S. Navy with the yellow highlights. And it has the Golden Gate Bridge. Don't ask me why it's red. It's called Golden Gate. I mean, the bridge is red. Are the gates golden? Don't know. But it's a beautiful picture of the Blue Angels jet flying in front of the bridge. So cool. Way, way, way down here, I took a cool picture, I thought, of Willow Beach. I got to show it to you guys. It's really cool. It's a ways down here. Where is it? I hope oh, come on. Please end up in the same spot. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Man, where is it? Man, oh man. Is it that long ago? When was this? How old is this? 4 years ago. I don't think it was that long. Anyway, I guess it's not important. But I liked it though. Do I have like a media area? I don't know if I would. I'm kind of scared. Reddit scares me. I guess I'll have to find it for you guys later. But it was a really cool picture. James Anton Hake. Oh, I think I might know where to find it. Here. Posts. What are these things? Posts. Let's do top. Oh, there it is. Hey! Colorado River, Willow Beach, Arizona, from a rented boat. Look at that. Doesn't that make you want to go? This is the beautiful Colorado River. And that's a real cliff. I wanted to go to Willow Beach. Do you know how I used to do beach streams? I wanted to go to Willow Beach and record from like a boat, just rent a boat for like the day and take it along the beautiful Colorado River, Willow Beach, Arizona, an hour outside of Vegas. It's cooling down over there, and just show you guys just the beautiful scenery. Okay, hang on. What is the temp in Willow Beach, AZ? Because it's cooling down. It used to get it up to like a 115 or something. Ooh, it's 67 down to 50. Nice. Hey. So, 368 karma. I have more from a comment. Yeah, I know. Terrible. But isn't that cool? And there's other great scenery in Willow Beach, Arizona. Shout out to Arizona. The best. The best. All right. Let's keep it moving. Am I caught up on the coffees and everything? Oh, my goodness. Manuel bought what looks like 5 coffees. Okay. Okay. All right. And so did he bought more than that. Some super chats. Manuel says, by law, ballot boxes are supposed to have video surveillance. Bet those videos won't surface. I don't know, man. We'll see. We shall see. We did see one screen still of a car, and it was one of those big boat cars parked in front of the ballot, and the car may have been sort of suspect. Is this? Let's see. It might be this one. But yeah, we'll see. We'll find out. So that might be a suspect car. Portland police released photos of suspected vehicle connected to the ballot box fire in Southwest Portland, PDX, early Monday morning. We can't have convenience when we have low trust people. A coffee from Popcorn's Thump Keg. If you ever want to watch someone like Haden, it's Haden, crumble, just ask him, do you have any evidence of what you're claiming? And he will head for the hills, says Popcorn's Thump Keg. So to be crystal clear on your stance, Hake, unless and until it's been proven that Haitian people are not eating cats and dogs, the default assumption is that they are eating people's pets in Springfield. What happened to innocent until proven guilty? I've consistently said, I don't know if you're a good listener, Popcorn's Thump Keg, because I've consistently said, I don't know. What do you mean? I don't have any, my default is, I don't know. You seem to have some assumption about me. It goes out the window when you want to push a narrative. Now you're for hearsay? Where are you getting this? Never have you heard Hake say they're eating the pets. I love that Trump brought it up. Trump may know something that we don't know. My default position is that Trump is not a liar. Your default position is that Trump is a liar until you see proof. But that's not a good default position. That's what Ronnie's default position seems to be. He thinks that Trump is a liar because he pushed, or he's dishonest because he said that they're eating the cats and dogs and he hasn't produced proof. As if it's Trump's responsibility to produce proof. Trump is too big to need to produce proof. He ends up being proven right on many things that many people cannot acknowledge. They go crazy. Remember when Trump said, Obama wires tapped Trump Tower? And he put it in quotes. And they're like, Trump says, without evidence, as if he needs to provide the evidence. This and this and this. And then later down the road, it turned out Obama did spy on the Trump campaign. So anyway, and you asked Mark for proof, to your credit, that Trump had cut more regulations than anyone else, and he said Trump said it, laughing out loud. Even you laughed a little. Yeah, but when Trump says it, I believe it. That settles it. Like when you read the Bible said it, God said it, I believe it, that settles it. Like I said, just ask these people for proof of their claims and they short circuit. I don't know, that's human nature, man, I guess. Because Ronnie wasn't able to prove that Trump is a liar or that Trump is dishonest. He brought up the worst example. But shout out to Ronnie and Popcorn's Thump Cake. You guys are quick to judge little Haden when you call him little. I shouldn't have done that. He's probably bigger than you. People never look how you picture them. I have a picture of Joe from Phoenix in my mind, in my imagination, and it's probably inaccurate. I had a picture of Manuel in California, and it turned out inaccurate. Anyway. I didn't even really ask for proof from Mark when he said he cut more regulations than everybody combined. I just wanted to know where he got it, because I like to get to know where you get it. And Haden told where he got it, to where it was satisfactorily to him and to Mark that they're eating the dogs and pets. But I've never agreed to that, nor disagreed with it. I leave it as an I don't know. So just so you're crystal clear on my stance, Popcorn's Thump Keg. Shout out to the Haitians. Shout out. I've known some Haitians. And another coffee, Manuel from California, 5 coffees. Proof Ronnie believes in open borders. How did the Haitians get here? Oh yeah, Texas border, where they got whipped, quote unquote. Remember? They got whipped. Except they didn't get whipped. Those are just the reins of the horsies. Remember the Haitians getting whipped? I have the picture in my mind from when I remember seeing the picture. If they weren't here in the first place, they'd be eating this eating animals debate wouldn't be happening, except instead of defending it. The same state the federal government stopped Texas from using buoys, and I don't think it's spelled that way. He spelled it B-O-Y-O-U-I-S, and I think it's B. I'm not sure. Buoy. Pronounce. B-U-O-Y. What's plural? Plural. Buoys. B-U-O-Y-S. Nice. But here, is it buoys or buoys?
Buoy.
What?
Buoy.
Oh, who wants to call it buoy? It's buoy. Buoys.
Buoy.
Okay, it's buoys. Anyway. That's what they say. Anyway, yeah, that's right. The federal government stopped. That was the other thing I was thinking of but couldn't remember. Or one of the other things, Manuel. Yeah, look up the government stopping Yeah, and they also cut the wire. The feds were cutting the wire that maybe Texas's National Guard put up like razor wire or something to stop the illegals coming in, and the feds cut the wires open. Feds cut wire. And you'll see images of the feds cutting the wire. Look at that. The feds cutting the wire at the border. They're cutting the wire. You have to let these illegals in. This is inhumane. And they had buoys to, I think it was, let's see, buoys, Rio Grande.
Texas will have to remove buoys from the Rio Grande that Governor Greg Abbott said were meant to deter migrants from illegally crossing the Texas-Mexico border.
Look at that.
The U.S. government sued Texas over the buoys, saying the state does not have the authority to place barriers in the river. A lower court ruled that Texas should remove the buoys. The state appealed, but today an appeals court affirmed the decision. Within the hour, Governor Greg Abbott has said the state will take the case to the Supreme Court if needed.
If needed. What a mess, huh? That's from KVUE, a far-left extremist ABC outlet. And so, now I can understand to an extent Ronnie's argument that they're not fighting hard enough. The Republicans play fight. They slap fight. They do patty cake. Patty cake. Baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Roll it. Pat it. Mark it with the B. And throw it in the oven for baby and me. In Arizona, the federal government stopped them from using sea trains to block holes in the border. Ronnie isn't dumb, so I bet a Trump vote for now. He will vote for Trump. We speak in faith. But he won't tell us because he's a proud man. Nah, I'm totally playing around, Ronnie. We'll move on from this election to debate down the road. Thank you, Manuel. 5 coffees. Thank you, man. Very informative. Live chat and super chats. Shout out. And one more from Popcorn's Thump Keg. A person who served 30 years in prison for murder walks into a restaurant. Another patron accuses the man of stealing his wallet. The manager walks over and says, "Hey, what's going on?" The patron says, "This man stole my wallet." The manager says, "Well, this man was on the other side of the restaurant, but I'll check the camera. Where were you when he stole it?" Would that make the manager pro-murderer? Silly. Haden has the attitude of whatever Haitians are accused of, let it ride because they're here and shouldn't be. Oh, meaning believe whatever the Haitians are accused of because they don't even belong here. That doesn't seem fair. Popcorn's Thump Keg. I know that he's against Haitians because Haitians don't have our culture or values. They don't come in here and love white people or freedom of speech or the Second Amendment generally. Or do they? They're not clean. They don't drive safely. Allegedly. They drive recklessly. Allegedly. There's all kinds of memes about how they're driving, about all kinds of stuff. Shout out to the Haitians. But it's Haden, not Hay. Although you can spell it Hay. Maybe it is Hay. We try not to dox too much. And pardon us if we slip up and dox. It's not meant to be bad. Whatever. Thank you, sir. Sir Popcorn's Thump Keg. Let's keep it moving, shall we? Russ in New Jersey's on the line here. Russ, thank you for calling. Hey.
How you doing? Greetings from the East Coast.
Thanks, man. Greetings to you from the West Coast.
Oh, man, I got such a debate going on in my head, and I thought maybe you could help.
Okay, let's hear.
Here's how I look at Trump. He is the old energy coming from the past bringing his knowledge and his wisdom to the future, handing it over to Elon in a way, and sort of handing it over to Kennedy, JFK, or whatever his name is, in another way, because those guys, he's the cleaning expert, Elon's the technology expert, and Trump's just the expert who knew the past, but he's getting a little bit too old, but he wants to put the people in the right place. So he's bringing that energy and knowledge in from the past to transfer it in, and then you got to make the choice. Now, what Kamala says, she says she's the president of joy, and whatever will be, will be.
Uh-huh.
So where do you take those two statements and think that where our best bet is to go forward?
I like your thing about, were you saying RFK is like a cleaning expert in terms of like...
Oh my gosh, that dude is an expert in pharmaceuticals. He's an expert in any type of soils, anything. He's got, and plus he's got the family history of knowing everything that went down for the last 60 years in government.
Okay. And then Elon is the technology expert, and Trump is the old school man expert who's passing the torch to the next generation of America. And then Kamala is the president of joy. Whatever, que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. I think Trump, Elon, RFK is the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the other question I had, my father, he was always the que sera, sera.
Yeah.
Whatever will be, will be.
It's a good it's a good attitude to have, but not for I mean, when you're running the country, you got to run the country, not be run.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And nobody, from what I see, nobody can hold Trump down.
Yeah. That's so true,
I
man.
mean, when you get up after getting shot and put your arm up in the air, you're pretty determined.
I would say so.
And to go through 38 court cases to get 38 penalties against them, I mean, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
The man's always working.
He has no ego.
Well, I think he just wants to pass the torch. I think he has a son that's in a position that's getting ready to grow into this world. I think he's trying to bring back what he relived as a child and trying to pass that not only to his son, but all the people in this country.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's available for everybody in the country because everybody doesn't live Donald Trump's life.
Right. He said that the country has great potential.
Yes.
And that it's being squandered by a bunch of us dummies. Not in so many words, but it is. It really is. And it's a shame.
Well, everybody can't be rich. Or we wouldn't have any worth in money at all, right?
You might be right. You might be right on that.
And the only way you can be the only way to do it is take money out of it and then let people trade for their goods for whatever they make to make it even.
Right.
Because with all the money being transferred into gold now and then gold being used, all that is going to be another, secondary thing that you're going to have to trade. And as long as you have something to trade, you're not going to be sustained by yourself.
Right. Yeah.
Which is a scary proposition. Can any one of us live by ourselves?
No, I don't think so.
That's where my brain was, so I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Fair enough. And the false go-to is you need the government to step in. You don't need the government to step in for every little thing when you need somebody else's help.
Let's ask this question.
Yeah.
Where did the government step in first?
First chance it got. I don't know where that was exactly.
Wait, is it at birth?
It definitely tries to.
Aren't they there to get the certificate signed of birth?
Yeah, they want They're trying to track stuff, and they can't even keep track of their own stuff. They want to track what guns you have and where you have them and all that stuff. And I get it. It's quite convenient when somebody commits a crime with a certain weapon. It's fine. It's fun to like be able to, not just fun, but it's quite convenient and useful for solving that crime to be able to track down different things, have different ways to track different things down. I get that. But that has nothing to do with me. I'm not committing crimes.
No, a lot of people aren't.
Yeah, and then on top of it, like they're not even enforcing the laws, the basic thing about protect the border. That's the one job of the government, protect the border, and they refuse to do it.
That's because the laws and the rules always change.
Yeah.
You know, each generation gets a new set of laws and rules.
Yeah. And the people who are in charge of setting the new laws and rules are getting worse and worse as people.
Handicapping us more.
Yeah, totally, man.
It's the only way they can do it.
Yeah.
To get the vote.
Great call, Russ, in New Jersey. Appreciate you, man. Call me again.
No problem. I appreciate you too, and I watch you guys all the time. So
nice. Take care, man. All right.
Yeah.
Bye. And another Russ from Hampton, VA. Oh, no, that's not Russ. That's Rick. Rick from Hampton, Virginia. Rick, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, James, my brother? What's going on, man? Why, I got a good signal here, out here in your town, man. Talking on a Hake report.
Nice. It's good to hear from you. I'm glad you got through.
You know, yeah, I just want to say, man, anytime, you know, like if a call gets dropped, like you hear me in the background, sometimes, man, I be calling trying to, you know, holler, but y'all can't hear me because we got some bad spots.
Oh, okay.
On the base. So just, please don't take it personal. Just that I'm ignoring. I'm just being neglect on y'all phone calls. So, and I like to get on there because when I get on y'all, if I miss y'all phone calls, I may not get back on.
Right. Yep.
So, but that's a good thing, though. That means everybody's watching the Hake report.
That's
the
true.
The Joel show, the Inca Baby, and JLP show. That's a good thing.
Joel,
anyway, I want to ask you.
Joel Friday is coming up next, by the way. He's going to be.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's going to be talking about what is your calling in life. I think that's the title of his upcoming video.
You know, Joel been having some great topics, man. I'm gonna tell y'all. I don't know if y'all watching the numbers or not, but man, y'all views are growing, man.
Nice, right on,
You know,
well deserved.
That's a good thing, man.
Yep.
So yeah, hopefully we can get a 24-hour slot, man, like BBN Bible Broadcast Network. They get they have Bible study on the radio 24/7. So yeah, but anyway, I'm gonna ask you real quick, man. Do you think President Trump can carry New York?
Anything is possible. Anything can happen.
I
think he could. I don't know if he will. I know that if anybody can carry New York as a Republican man, it's Trump. But I don't know. I don't know if they're ready for him.
That's interesting, man, because a lot of people in New York, man, look like they're looking just for somebody that's genuine, you know? So
right.
I would look. I want Trump to win by such a landslide.
That would be nice.
The Democratic Party got to call a special.
Stay close to your phone. Stay close to your phone. It's really coming in and out.
Oh, what about now, James?
That sounds okay. I want him to win it by a landslide too. I don't know if he will win at all, and I'm not really worried about it. But I really appreciate him regardless. And he's fighting. I will tell you one thing. He's fighting to win, meaning he's campaigning to win.
We got 1 week to decide it, man. 1 week, a week from today.
Nice.
The big day at the polls, man. So I'm just really hoping that President Trump can pull it off, man. Because now they don't have COVID they can use to do massive mail fraud.
Whoa. That didn't happen.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. Excuse me.
Are you Gen X or are you a boomer?
Hey, I guess I probably fall as a Gen X, huh?
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, man. But anyway, I just don't want that because if he wins, let's say if he wins, he don't win the popular vote. They go, well, Kamala won the popular vote.
Right.
It's not done by the popular vote.
I know.
It's done by electoral. And you guys and the Democrats have even won with the electoral college. They have even won.
One thing that's good about Trump is win or lose, he's been putting the truth out there, and he's been setting an example, and he has changed the culture for the better.
Let me ask you, James. I have friends and family. When it comes to Kamala Harris, it's like they don't even know what she stands for. The media can't have you that blind, is it?
They can. It's not that the media has you that blind. It's that Satan has you that blind, and then the media is just exploiting that blindness, I think.
Yeah, because, you got people believe Kamala's a Christian. I said, how do you believe that? Look what she stands for. Homosexuality, lesbianism, men competing in women's sports as transgenders.
Abortion.
Same-sex marriage. All that. Abortion on demand, even if the baby make it out alive.
Yeah.
How's any of those policies Christian?
And she's accusatory. She accuses people of racism, sexism, being this or that.
All the time.
Christians aren't so accusatory. I mean, nowadays, I guess Christians are on both sides. Whether they're quote unquote real Christians, meaning conservative Christians, or whether they're quote unquote liberal so-called Christians, meaning not Christian, but they think they're Christian.
You know what?
They're both accusatory.
I never heard. Anytime I hear a liberal Christian, I say you are in delusion.
Yeah.
There's no such thing in my book as no liberal Christian.
Right.
Either you for the biblical values or you not, man. I mean, I'm a liberal Christian. Oh God.
Yeah.
I've heard it all, man. Wow. So, but I'm hoping, man. We got one week, man, and matter of fact, dang, who was going to say,
your phone's really coming in and out.
Oh, you go. What about now?
That's good. That's good. Thank you.
Have you heard of a pastor named Donnie Swaggart?
I recognize the last name, but no, I haven't heard of that pastor.
Well, he's the son of Jimmy Swaggart.
Okay.
He's a pastor. So he called out the black church and said, how y'all can support the Democratic Party?
Nice.
What they stand for. And guess how the black church responded? They was rude. I mean, he was polite. He just asked the question.
Yep.
He was polite and everything. And you had black pastors coming on here, I'm not going to let no white boy tell me what to do. I was like, you see how evil blacks are?
Yeah.
He's the minister.
70 years old. He's 70 years old, Jimmy Swaggart's son.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I feel like
Donnie Swaggart.
Francis Swaggart or somebody, they love JLP or they talked to him or something. I forget. Or they were on, or JLP was on Jimmy Swaggart's channel or something like that in recent years.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Evangelist pastor condemns black church for supporting Kamala Harris. Good for them. Good for him.
Yeah. He asked a legitimate question. He said, look, the Democrats support same-sex marriage, transgenders, all that. How do y'all line up with them? And they always use. You'll even hear Roland Martin talk about, well, if you guys against abortion, why are you against health care? Well, the Bible holds you responsible to take care of your body.
Right.
That's not the government's job to take care of people health-wise. Don't get me wrong. The government plays a role in that, but we should not rely on the government to take care of our health. That's our primary job. Because like I said, if you don't take care of yourself and, you go to the hospital and stuff, that is your fault.
Exactly.
You didn't take care of yourself.
Yeah, abortion is it's a mess.
I mean,
Donnie Swaggart, internet personality, 70 years old.
Check that out.
And he condemned, according to the Houston Chronicle, the black with a capital B. Church rebukes this one is better. Christian Post, at least they lowercase b black, even though they're far left liberals themselves. Rebukes the black capital C church for endorsing Kamala Harris. Good for them, I'm surprised at Christian Post not capitalizing B. Now that maybe they really are Christian.
Man, I was happy Donnie Swaggart stood up for that because I've been trying to ask him that for years myself.
Yeah. Good.
And they answers always this go way back in slavery. I ain't got nothing to do with what's going on now. Right now, why are y'all supporting the Democratic Party?
Yeah.
And that be my question. And then they're trying to say the conservatives are white nationalists. Oh, God. And they never answer the question.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
They never answer the question.
That's true. They just point the
go,
finger at the whites and the conservatives and Trump and all that dumb stuff. Always pointing the finger, which is not a Christian thing.
Exactly. They never answer
and it's
the
something
question.
it's something that infects the snake pit, my live chat. It affects YouTube comments. It affects the so-called conservative Christian churches too. They just point the finger and they're not looking at themselves. They're judging and looking down on. And that's not the Christian way. That's not what Jesus did. Francis and Friends, JLP 2017, Sun Life Broadcasting Network. Francis and Friends, Francis Swaggart. That's right. Thank you, Big Bump. Nice.
Yes, sir, man. I was glad that he rebuked them, man, because I'm telling you, it's getting real bad. I mean, like
it is.
Even the black community. One thing you will find in the black community for sure, it's a church at every corner.
That's true, man. Hey, Rick, I got to wrap up, man.
Okay.
It's Valentine's Day, so I got to play a nice Valentine's Day song. Even though it's Tuesday.
Hey, okay.
Every Tuesday is Valentine's Day. Take care, man.
Man, you too. Love you. Y'all be blessed.
All right. You as well. Guys and ladies, did you know that it is Valentine's Day? Because every Tuesday is Valentine's Day. Don't ask me why I believe this, but I think of it as Valentine's Day. So I hope that you enjoy this track. It's Sarah Vaughan, My Funny Valentine. It's 6 minutes long, so I thought I would play it for you. Is that okay with you? I got it from, the Smithsonian Collection of Classic Jazz or something like that from back when I took Afro-American music history. So, adios, America. Well, I'll sit with you through it. Grin and bear it, you musical Philistines. And Joel Friday up next. Can you hear it? I like a deep-voiced woman.
We can make Valentine. You make me smile with my heart.
What a voice.
Your looks are laughable. Photographable.
This is very satanic.
Yet you're my favorite work of art. Is your figure less than Greek? Is your mouth a little weak? When you open it to speak, are you smart? So don't you Don't you change a hair for me.
Why didn't you play Dean Martin's version? I don't know that one.
If you care for me, say, little Valentine, still.
Stop it, Hake.
Each day is Valentine.
Each day is Valentine's.
Is your figure?
Please look it up.
Is your figure less than Greek? Is your mouth? Is your mouth? Is your mouth a little weak?
Listen to this part.
When you open it, when you open it to see, are you smart?
Oh, Lord. This guy stinks. It's a woman. It's black.
Not if you care for me.
Sarah Vaughan. Listen to this part, worst part of the song.
Each day is Valentine.
Back in the clouds.
Each day is
Isn't it nice? Prayers for Hake. Take this guy singing off the air.
is Valentine.
Listen to this part. Air piano. That was nice, Hake. Well, thank you guys for bearing with me through the beautiful music. Once again, Joel Friday TV is next. We need Michael Bubble next time, man. Michael Bublé. This song is very beautiful, Hake. Thank you. Adios, America. Joel Friday TV coming up next. Peace in the Middle East, or at least in your hearts. And happy Valentine's Day on Tuesday. Bye.